The Kraft Foods Company presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you, transcribed by the Kraft Foods Company. Kraft, makers of the one and only Miracle Whip, the famous salad dressing that's so good it outsells the next 20 leading brands of salad dressing combined. Why is Miracle Whip so good? A special Kraft recipe, fine ingredients, and expert blending all help make this the wonderful salad dressing it is. The salad dressing that can make your salads more delicious than ever. Get the one and only Miracle Whip salad dressing. It's made by Kraft. Well, it's New Year's Eve, but let's go back an evening and pick up the great Gildersleeve and his nephew Leroy in pursuit of their favorite diversions. Leroy is looking forward to seeing a movie, and his uncle is looking forward to seeing Miss Tuttle.
Uncle, you sure you don't want to go to the movie with me instead of going to see your girl?
Leroy, don't ask silly questions.
You're going to miss a peach.
Oh, no, I'm not.
I don't understand why a guy turns down a swell movie just to sit and hold hands with a girl.
We don't hold hands.
Then you're silly if you don't go to the movie.
Leroy.
Okay.
Watch it, young man. I don't mind admitting that I'm thinking of becoming seriously interested in Miss Tuttle.
Unc.
Yes, my boy?
I hate to see you wasting your time, so maybe I ought to tell you.
Tell me what?
A snapshot dropped off Miss Tuttle's desk one day, and I picked it up. Guess who it was?
Her mother?
Not wearing a major's uniform and a mustache.
Oh, I know about him, Leroy.
Yeah? He's a Marine, and they don't give up easy.
He doesn't mean anything to Miss Tuttle. She has his picture on her piano, but she never mentioned it.
Handsome, huh?
Well, uniforms and mustaches do some things for some very homely people.
When are you going to get a uniform?
Leroy.
Just kidding, gosh.
Well, tonight's the night. Grace promised to let me know if I could take her out New Year's Eve. If she gives me that date, then I'll know where I stand. Well, good evening, Grace.
Hello, Throckmorton. Come in.
Thank you. Here, I picked these up at the florist.
What lovely roses. Here, let me take your hat.
Thank you. I see you still have your mistletoe up.
Oh, I let it stay through the holidays.
Why'd you hang it on the mantel over the fireplace?
It's so decorative.
Well, it has other uses, you know.
Really?
If a man tried to kiss a girl under that mistletoe, he'd catch fire.
Now, Throckmorton, you just come away from that fireplace.
Yeah, all right. I'll sit over here on the piano stool.
Excuse me while I put my flowers in some water.
You go right ahead. Yeah, I don't know if she likes me or not. How can I go about sewing up that date for New Year's Eve? Oop, here's that picture of the Major, staring at me over his silly mustache. I'll bet he waxes it.
What are you frowning at, Throckmorton?
Yo, I see you have some new music here. Glowworm. Glow with glowworm. Hey, Grace, speaking of glowing, how about glowing out with me on New Year's Eve?
I suppose you think I've been awful about that date.
Well, I've been happy to wait, patiently. But Grace, tonight's the last night.
Well, really, Throckmorton, I haven't meant to keep you waiting, but...
Well, maybe we could talk it over better if there weren't so many people around.
What do you mean?
Why don't I turn the Major's picture to the wall? Two's company, but three's a crowd.
Oh, Throckmorton.
Now, what about it?
I'm sure we'll have a wonderful time.
You mean I have a date?
Mm-hmm.
Well...
What are you playing?
Something for the Major. Goodbye forever. By George, I feel great this morning. What a girl. What a date. What a New Year's Eve this is going to be. Well, better clear my desk. Get ready for 1953. It's Grace and me in 53. Come in. Hello, Peavey.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
What are you doing out of the drugstore?
Oh, I fly the coop once in a while. I had to come down to City Hall today on a tax matter.
Are they checking up on you, Peavey?
No, I'm checking up on them. I'm entitled to a refund.
Make a mistake, did you?
No, I paid them too much on purpose. I like to get money back from the city.
Oh, my goodness. Sit down, Peavey, while I clear my desk.
From the looks of it, I don't think I can sit that long.
It'll only take a minute. I just have to dispose of this unanswered correspondence.
Mr. Gildersleeve, can you get by with stuffing it in the waste paper basket?
If it's anything important, they'll write me again.
Well,
anyway, I'm too happy about Miss Tuttle.
Miss Tuttle?
Grace, I should call her, since she calls me Throckmorton.
My, you're getting on pretty friendly terms.
Yep.
I've been married 30 years, and I still call Mrs. Peavey Mrs. Peavey.
Well, you never can tell what 1953 will bring. I may be calling Grace Mrs. Gildersleeve.
You don't say.
I can hardly wait until tonight to see her again.
You have a date tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, I was sort of hoping we could ring out the old year together.
Oh?
Mrs. Peavy's still visiting her mother, and I didn't much care to go home and sing Auld Lang Syne with the parrot.
Well, Miss Tuttle and I are stepping out. Sorry, Peavey.
Oh, I don't want you to feel sorry for me, Mr. Gildersleeve.
I'm glad you don't.
So I'll go with you.
You will not. By George, I look pretty sharp if I do say so myself. Makes a man feel pretty good to wear tails, even if it's a short tail like a tuxedo.
Hi, Unc.
Hello, Leroy. Your old uncle's dressing for New Year's Eve. Do I look like I'm ready for the crystal room?
Keen. What are you going to do, wait tables?
Leroy, you know why I'm wearing this tuxedo?
What'd you do, buy it?
Well, not exactly.
Rented it, huh?
If you must know, yes.
Boy, get a load of those patent leather shoes. Where'd you rent those?
I bought them.
Hey, you must have gotten that date with Miss Tuttle.
Who did you think would get it?
Well, that Major.
I don't think we'll hear much more about him, my boy.
Yeah?
Now, let's go downstairs.
I'll clear the way for you, Unc. Hey, Bertie, look what's coming down the stairs.
My, just look at that class.
Hello, Bertie.
Is that the water commissioner and his soup and fish?
No, it's a big fish getting in the soup. He's in love again.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Mr. Gildersleeve, folks usually fall in love in the spring, and here it is the dead of winter.
Well, Unc's way past spring. If he's going to fall in love at all, it has to be winter.
I bet Miss Tuttle is proud to be stepping out with you in that rig.
well, I'm lucky too, Bertie.
Yeah, Unc took her away from a Marine major.
Mr. Gildersleeve taking on the Marines, huh?
Yeah, I guess that's about the size of it.
Yes, sir.
Unc, I'm proud of you. You're doing all right, aren't you?
Well, I'm not one to brag. But Miss Tuttle is obviously interested. And obviously I'd make a good catch.
Oh, brother.
I'll get it!
Yeah, I'll take it on my way out, Bertie.
Yes, sir.
Probably somebody wishing us a Happy New Year. Hello?
Throckmorton, this is Grace.
Oh, yes, Grace. I was just on my way over.
Well, I don't know how to say this except to just say it.
What?
I'm terribly sorry, but I'll have to ask you to change our date tonight.
Oh?
I've had a tentative date for New Year's Eve for a long time. That's why I kept putting you off.
The Major, huh?
He got a last-minute leave, and he's coming all the way from the base, so there's really nothing else I can do.
There isn't, huh?
I do hope you'll understand. Happy New Year, Throckmorton.
Happy New Year.
What's the matter, Unc?
What?
Something happened between you and Miss Tuttle?
Oh, no. Everything's fine. Yeah, I'm on my way now.
Well, then who was it?
Just somebody wishing us a happy New Year. How does a man spend New Year's Eve alone in a rented tuxedo?
The great Gildersleeve will be back in just a minute. 'Twas the night before New Year's, and all through the place, all the people were sad. Not a smile lit a face. The hostess was treating each guest with great care, hoping for laughter and gaiety there. Then, in a flash, she knew what was the matter. The food she was serving just couldn't taste flatter. So out to her kitchen she ran straight away for the stuff that would make all her guests holler, yay. Remember, for sandwiches, salads with zip, don't you forget to serve Miracle Whip. As poetry, that may not be so good, but as advice, it's terrific, because Miracle Whip salad dressing makes salads and sandwiches taste so much better. Miracle Whip has a lively, teasing flavor folks call just exactly right. And it's a flavor no other salad dressing has, because Miracle Whip is made from a secret craft recipe, a recipe that combines the qualities of zesty, old-fashioned boiled dressing and fine, rich mayonnaise. Miracle Whip has just the texture you want, too. Creamy thick and smooth as satin, because it's blended with special craft beaters. Try this wonderful salad dressing. So many people like Miracle Whip so much, it's become the most popular salad dressing ever created, and actually outsells the next 20 leading brands of salad dressing combined. Get Miracle Whip the very next time you shop. Well, let's get back to the great Gildersleeve. Dressed in his rented tuxedo, he was eagerly anticipating New Year's Eve with his new girlfriend, Miss Tuttle. Already he was hearing the whistles, ratchets, and horns. Then came the sour note. Miss Tuttle phoned and canceled the date.
After all my big talk, I can't let Leroy know she called it off. I'll have to keep up the pretense and just wander around the streets until after midnight. It's going to be tough to do in these new shoes. My feet burn already. Hey, looks like Peavey is still open. He wanted me to do something tonight. Right, George, I'll celebrate with Peavey. He'll appreciate me. Nothing like your old pals on New Year's Eve. Hello, Peavey.
Well, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you?
Nothing, Peavey.
All dandied up for your date, I see.
Well, yes.
I bet you're just dying to grab a horn and get noisy.
Not especially. There's no hurry.
Yeah, I'm just about to close up and go home.
You're not in any hurry, are you, Peavey?
Well, there's nothing to stay here for. At least I can go home and talk to the parrot.
Peavey, I've decided to take you up on your proposition and spend New Year's Eve with you.
How's that?
We'll celebrate together.
Mr. Gildersleeve, you didn't have to wear your tuxedo for me.
No, Peavey?
I'm sorry if your date didn't pan out.
Well, I'm not. What'll we do, Peavey? Where'll we go?
Well, I'm not dressed to go out. We could pull the blinds and ice up a Coke.
Great idea, Peavey. You break out the Cokes and I'll pull the blinds. Yes, sir. This is the way to spend New Year's Eve, Peavey. Pour me another Coke.
Got it right here in the ice bucket.
Yeah, Peavey. Women can be a lot of trouble.
Yeah, that's for you to say. I'm married.
Now, you take Miss Tuttle. I thought she was true blue. She phones me at the last minute. You can't count on them.
You can count on them to change their mind.
Yeah, they hand you one disappointment after another. Peavey, that's been the history of my life.
Well, you've had some interesting chapters. I can remember way back when you were in love with the widow Ransom.
Yeah, that Leila gave me fits. What a woman.
Yes, she was. Like I always said, she was the kind of woman that'd make a man burn down his house.
Yeah. It's been about 4 years since I've seen Leila.
Well, that's right. She did come back to town, didn't she?
Yeah, I was engaged to Adeline Fairchild at the time. She heard about it and arranged a rendezvous with me at the Palm Room.
That's a nice place to rendezvous.
I'll never forget. She was waiting behind a potted palm when I walked in. Leila, I didn't see you behind that potted palm.
I heard you coming, so I thought I'd play peekaboo.
By George, it's good to see you.
When I heard you engaged, I just had to see you, too. You know, little old addle-headed me.
Leila, you're a little devil.
You think so, Throckmorton?
Same old Leila. Say, you're doing your hair differently.
Oh, well, I was wondering when you were going to say something. And you haven't even looked at my new dress.
Well, I didn't think I should, being an engaged man.
Silly. Oh, by the way, I haven't congratulated you.
Thank you. Leila, I hope you understand.
Good gracious, yes. When a girl's best boyfriend becomes engaged to a girl's cousin, who can understand better than that girl?
Leila, I'm glad you're taking it like this.
Throckmorton, I wish you every happiness.
Thank you.
And I hope you can find it with Adeline. Of course, now that you're engaged to be married, I bet you'll never think of little old Leila again.
Oh, yes, I will.
I'm afraid I'll think of you, too, sometimes. Throckmorton.
Yes, Leila?
You're holding my hand.
I am? Well, still shaking it from the congratulations.
We can't carry on the way we used to.
No, guess not.
Remember that beautiful summer day we packed a lunch and went boating up at Grass Lake? Just the two of us.
I was thinking about that last night.
You had your arms around me, showing me how to row, and the boat got stuck on a sandbar.
Yeah.
And big old strong you carried me ashore because you didn't want me to get my bathing suit wet. Throckmorton.
Yes?
You're holding my hand again.
Yeah. Sorry, Leila. I thought I was leading you back to the car.
You weren't leading. You were squeezing.
Sorry.
You naughty boy.
Oh, those were wonderful days, Leila.
Mm-hmm. Every spring when my lilac bush bloomed, we fell in love all over again, Throckmorton. Head over heels.
Head over heels? Leila, I'm all mixed up.
Oh, you poor darling. Tell Leila all about it.
Well, if you'd been here, I never would have gotten engaged to your cousin Adeline.
Wouldn't you, honey?
No, this never would have happened.
Throckmorton, do you know what you're saying?
What did I say?
Well, that if I'd been here, you'd be engaged to me now.
Well, if you'd said yes.
Well, I'm here and I say yes.
Huh?
Now, all you have to do is explain everything to Adeline.
Explain what?
That you and I are engaged.
I'm engaged to 2 women.
You were in quite a pickle there, Mr. Gildersleeve.
It wasn't my fault, Peavey. Those 2 girls were responsible.
What did you ever do about that?
Well, when a man's engaged to 2 girls, what should he do but back out on both of them?
I guess that little showgirl helped you to forget, didn't she, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Katie Lee? Now, there was a girl.
As I recall, she hit town with her guitar on a rainy day.
Yeah, the Green Mountain Girl. I helped her over a water puddle into the theater. And she invited me backstage to dry my coat.
While your coat's drying, we can sit out here on the stage and talk.
Fine. What do you do on the show, Miss Lee?
Oh, I sing a couple of songs. But you tell me about yourself, Throckmorton. Are you married?
No, I'm a bachelor. But I haven't given up the idea. You're not married?
No, I'm a gypsy, I guess.
Love gypsies.
I lead a roaming life, Throckmorton.
Well, Summerfield might be a nice place to settle down.
It might be. Well, let me sing you a song about a boy who met a girl in the woods. And this is just for you.
For me?
Mm-hmm. Oh, when I was a young boy and drove my mother wild, I met a maiden in the wood, and she said, "Child, look deep into my green eyes and at my autumn hair. When you're a man, you'll never see a girl quite so fair. Remember me, remember me, remember for the rest of your life."
Nice.
I swore when she vanished that when I was full grown, I'd have a girl just like her to be my very own. But now I am a man, and I'd marry if I could. But I can't lose the memory of the girl in the wood. Remember me, remember me, remember for the rest of your life.
Peavey, she was hard to forget.
Have another Coke, Mr. Gildersleeve.
I think I will. Darn women. Just when you get to liking them, they leave you.
Yes, they've been running through your life like a greyhound buzz.
Well, there was one I thought I could depend on.
You don't say.
Yep, my little nurse, Catherine Milford. But even she fooled me. I found out she was having dates with that young intern, Dr. Olson. And I tried to put a stop to it, Peavey.
Naturally.
I wanted to get ahead of that intern. So I wrote her a note offering to go study with her.
My.
Well, Catherine's out with that intern tonight. I'll slip the note under her door. Look at that moon. Wish I had the date. Who's that stopping in front of the house? Oop, here they are. I better get out of here. Here they come. If I make a break for it now, they'll see me. I'll just drop off the edge of the porch. Oh! Landed in the lily pond. Both feet. Can't stay here. Zeke. You'll hear that. I'm trapped. I just have to stand in it and hope they don't see me. Being in the lily pond at midnight would be hard to explain.
It's been a lovely evening, Clarence.
Now, Catherine, don't try to say good night so fast.
Well, I really should. I'd ask you in, but it's a little late.
Had a girl, Catherine. My shoes are filling up.
Well, is this the way you treat all your boyfriends? Send them right home?
Now, Clarence.
By the way, who's that funny-looking fella you've been going with?
Oof.
Mr. Gildersleeve? He isn't so funny looking. He works for the water department.
You bet. And I could turn off your water, Doc. Wish I could drain this pond.
Why don't we sit here on the porch and swing a while?
Go home.
It's a little cold for the porch swing, isn't it?
Oh, not for a red-blooded couple like us.
You'd better watch it.
Well, we'll sit down for a minute. We don't want to catch the sniffles out here.
Well, if you do, Dr. Olson will take your case.
Pushy Swede.
What would you prescribe, Doctor?
Well, first I'd advise that you take preventive measures, my dear.
Oh?
The way to ward off a cold is to keep warm. Let's sit a little closer together.
Oh, now, Doctor.
Oh, what a sneaky way to operate.
Now, there's nothing so romantic as an old porch swing if there's a boy and a girl in it.
That's what I was going to say.
And just look at that big yellow harvest moon over there. Doesn't that suggest anything to you?
Now he's using my moon.
Well, it suggests I'd better be going in.
Yeah, get up and go, Catherine. My feet are freezing.
Oh, please, Catherine, just 5 minutes more.
Oh, my goodness. I'll just have to try to make myself comfortable.
What's that? Fish in your pond?
Oh, no. There hasn't been a fish in that pond since I've lived here.
That's what she thinks. Peavey, I had a cold for a week.
Yeah, I remember. You bought a lot of remedies from me.
That's the last woman who's going to make a fool out of me. No, I mean it. No, I'm through. Never again. That's my one and only New Year's resolution. I'll never look at another woman.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Gildersleeve. Peavey's Pharmacy. Yes, he's here. It's for you, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Me? Oh, thank you, Peavey. Hello?
Throckmorton, this is Grace.
Grace? Oh, yes, Miss Tuttle. Yeah, I mean, Grace.
I phoned your home, and Leroy thought you might be at Mr. Peavey's.
Yeah, here I am.
Well, I feel terrible about this, but my date didn't get to town, so I wonder if you'd still care to take me out.
Would I? Grace, I'll be right over. Bye. Boy, what a New Year's. She wants me, Peavey. I'll see you later.
My.
Peavey, don't look at me like that. This is different.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
Gildersleeve will be with us again in just 30 seconds. Resolved to give my family more appealing, more delicious meals than ever. Is that one of your resolutions this year? Then better make a resolution to always keep Miracle Whip salad dressing on hand, too. Miracle Whip does wonders for salads and sandwiches. Try it. See for yourself why Miracle Whip is America's favorite salad dressing.
All of us and all the folks at Kraft hope the new year will be full of good things for you. Let me say for them, Happy New Year, everybody. May 1953 bring good health and prosperity to you and peace to the world.
The Great Gildersleeve was presented tonight transcribed. Tonight play You Bet Your Life on NBC.
The Kraft Foods Company, makers of lighter-bodied Kraft oil, presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve. Tonight, Gildersleeve is brought to you, partially transcribed, by the Kraft Foods Company. There's a Kraft product I hope you'll look for the very next time you go shopping. It's Kraft Oil, a lighter-bodied oil, the most wonderful oil ever created for homemade salad dressings, for baking, and for frying. No other oil is like Kraft Oil, perfected in salad dressing headquarters. A special superfining process gives it a lighter body, makes it blend faster and better with other ingredients. For superior results, always, Kraft Oil is the oil to use. Get a bottle tomorrow. Well, it's a typical January evening in the city of Summerfield, and striding down the main street is the familiar figure of the water commissioner. There's a lot of bounce in his step these days because since meeting the attractive Miss Grace Tuttle, his cup of happiness is overflowing. Trouble is, there's a drag in the bottom of the cup in the person of Miss Tuttle's brother, Sidney.
I don't understand how a wonderful girl like Grace can have such a sponger for a brother. Oh, well, every rose has its thorn. I'm not going to let her stick me for any more money. I guess I better stop in Peavey's and get some cigars. Sidney smoked my last one. Hello, Peavey.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. I'll be with you in just a moment.
Take your time.
Very well. 2 dozen aspirin, 1.5 gross of bubble gum.
What are you doing, Peavey?
Taking inventory, Mr. Gildersleeve. 5 rolls of sterile gauze, 2 bottles of Pankey's Panacea. This Panacea's been around here for years.
What's it good for, Peavey?
Well, they say it's a nerve medicine, but nobody around here's had nerve enough to try it. You care for 2 bottles at the price of 1?
No, thanks, Peavey. And I'm afraid I can't wait for you to finish your inventory. How about some cigars and a box of candy?
Very well. Calling on Miss Tuttle, I take it.
Come to think of it, just give me 1 cigar.
You don't want your usual half dozen?
No, since Grace's brother came, I only get to smoke 1 out of 6 anyhow.
You don't say.
Now on, he isn't even going to get a cigar out of me. What a no-account brother.
I wouldn't exactly call him no account. He has accounts all over town.
I know.
Including Peavey's Pharmacy.
Well, I'm sorry I brought him in here, Peavey. He's embarrassed me with all of my friends. Sponging, borrowing, pretending he left his wallet at home.
Well, he's a likable fellow, and you can include him in your income tax.
What do you mean?
Well, you can marry his sister and count him as a deduction.
Yes.
Here's your 1 cigar and the candy for Miss Tuttle.
Thanks, Peavey.
Now, what are you taking Brother Sidney, a $10 bill?
Peavey, he's borrowed his last dollar from me.
Mr. Gildersleeve, it's hard to cope with a man who lives by his wits.
Well, I can match wits with him. I'll admit he's a smooth operator, but I wasn't back of the barn when they passed out the brains.
Where were you?
Peavey! I hope Grace's brother isn't here. Well, if he wants to borrow anything tonight, I'm the one who left the wallet at home.
Hello, Throckmorton.
Hello, Grace.
Come in.
Thank you.
Let me take your coat.
Oh, I'll take care of the coat. You take the candy. Here.
Candy? Throckmorton, you brought me candy just last night.
Well, as I remember, Sidney ate the box of chocolate-covered cherries. Said he was looking for a caramel center.
Sidney loves your candy.
Yeah, I can see that. Is he home tonight?
He's dressing to go out.
Good. Yeah, I mean, nice night for it.
But he said he wouldn't think of leaving without seeing you.
Uh-oh.
That you, Throck?
Throck. Hello, Sidney.
You have a cigar?
Yes, I have a cigar.
Shall I take it into him, Throckmorton?
Huh? Oh, yes, well, sure. Take it along.
Here you are, Sidney. And I'm afraid it's Throckmorton's last cigar.
Oh, isn't he smoking?
I'll say I'm smoking. He has my cigar, and I haven't even seen him yet.
Oh, my favorite brand. Get Throck's lighter for me, will you, sis?
You already have it. You borrowed it last night.
Oh, yes. Well, here it is.
Throckmorton, you and Sidney amuse me. You're just like a couple of fraternity brothers.
Oh?
You're always borrowing things from each other. There's such a wonderful spirit of give and take between you.
Yeah, I've given about as much as I can take.
Well, how do I look?
Sidney, how handsome you are.
Irresistible, huh?
Oh, brother.
You know, I haven't seen that tie before.
Well, I bought it to give Throck for Christmas, but I liked it so well, I gave it to myself.
Well, thanks for the thought.
Sidney has a date with a new girl tonight, Throckmorton.
Yes, indeed. Wow.
New girl? Sidney has gotten acquainted around town in a hurry.
Well, he has you to thank for that, Throckmorton.
Yes, I owe Throck a great deal. Say, I didn't get to the bank today. Did you have a loose 10-spot, pal?
Sorry, pal. I left my wallet home tonight.
What? You're taking my sister out and you don't have any money?
Well, we don't have to go anywhere.
Well,
but Throck, when a fella has a date with a girl, he doesn't dare go out without some money. Imagine going on a date without any money.
Well, like Grace said.
Oh, I know. You're going to stay here and spend a cheap evening.
No, look, there's nothing cheap about me.
But you said you didn't have your wallet.
I don't have my wallet, but I have some money here in my pocket. See?
Oh, thanks. I'll just take the 10. You keep the ones.
Trapped again. Good morning, Leroy.
Hi, Unc.
Morning, Bertie.
Come on, Miss Gildersleeve. Waffles are about ready.
Hey, you got home early last night. I heard you when you came in.
Well, I was disgusted.
With Miss Tuttle?
That brother of hers.
He's still giving you trouble, Miss Gildersleeve?
Put the bite on you again, huh?
For $10. I don't know how he does it. It happens so fast.
I don't know why you put up with him, Unc. If I were you, I'd quit going to see Miss Tuttle.
Leroy, your uncle ain't gonna give up the goose just 'cause her brother takes the golden eggs.
Yeah, that's right, Bertie. Miss Tuttle isn't responsible for what her brother does. I'm willing to take the bitter with the sweet.
You think she's pretty sweet, huh?
Leroy, she's a wonderful girl. Now, I'm not going to let anything come between us. Where's the morning paper?
Right here.
Here's your hot waffle.
You're good. I just glanced through the paper while the parquet is melting.
Yes, sir.
Nothing much in the headlines. What's this? Who? No.
Miss Gildersleeve, what you staring at?
You look like you've seen a ghost.
Mr. Gildersleeve, can't you get your breath?
What's up, Unc?
Leila's back.
Who?
Leila's Ransom.
Mrs. Leila Ransom's in town?
It says Mrs. Leila Ransom of Savannah has come north to spend the winter.
That sounds like Miss Ransom, all right.
Paper says she's opened her house. I didn't know that.
Well, you haven't been down that street since you left.
From this picture, Leila hasn't changed much.
Have they got her there in the paper?
Right here.
My, don't she look pretty?
Leila always loved those frothy outfits.
Is she going to wear that here in the winter?
This picture was taken down in Savannah, no doubt.
That woman is really something.
What's that she has on her head, a flower bowl?
That's a picture hat, Leroy. Leila always looked great in those.
Well, there goes Miss Tuttle.
What?
Yeah? Hello, Mrs. Ransom. Goodbye, Miss Tuttle.
No, wait a minute. I wouldn't think of giving up Miss Tuttle just because Leila's back. I haven't seen her for years. She's just a memory. She means nothing to me. Leroy.
Okay.
Miss Gildersleeve, you and Mrs. Ransom were engaged.
Whatever feeling I had for Leila is gone. It's over the hill. Water under the bridge. Old hat.
Some of the old hats are the best hats.
No, but Leila's not for me. She's nothing but a disturbing influence.
Yeah.
She didn't see fit to let me know she was coming to town, and it's just as well. I would have been obligated to call on her.
You ain't going to?
Certainly not. She isn't going to get me in a tizzy again. Excuse me, Leroy.
Well, then where are you going?
And I just remembered an early appointment downtown.
Mr. Gildersleeve, you forgot to eat your waffle.
Oh, well, I'll eat it on the way.
How about that? Unc walking down the street munching a waffle.
Leroy, your uncle ain't responsible now. He's smelling the magnolias.
There's no harm in walking past Leila's house on the way to the office, even if it is in the wrong direction. No use being a creature of habit, going to work the same way every morning. And there's no use being in a hurry. Say, her hedge has grown so tall I can't see if she's home or not. Yeah, maybe she isn't. Maybe the newspaper made a mistake. And if they have, I'd better check and report it. Why don't I part the hedge and peek through? Shutters are open, and the shades are up. Hey, there's smoke coming out of the chimney. And where there's smoke, there must be fire. I don't see anything of Leila. I wonder if she's changed much.
Boo!
Oop!
Throckmorton!
Leila, it's you?
Yes, it's me.
Well.
Oh, Throckmorton, I'm just tickled pink to see you.
Why, George, I'm glad to see you, too.
What are you doing peeping through my hedge?
Yeah, well, I heard you were in town. I was passing by on my way to the office. And...
You mean you were going to pass little old Leila by?
Well, after all, Leila, you didn't let me know you were coming to town. There's no reason why I should come by, just to see if you were here.
You cute little old boy, you. Throckmorton, why don't you come in the house a minute? There's no use of us standing out here with our noses poking through the hedge.
Well, I might come in for just a minute, for old time's sake.
I'll meet you at the gate.
Never mind, I'll just jump the hedge.
You silly boy. You come around now. Don't you go kicking up your heels.
Right, George, it's good to see you back, Leila.
Thank you, Throckmorton. Oh, I must oil this squeaky gate.
Yeah, things do get a little rusty.
Oh, I imagine I have a lot of fences to fix.
Oh? What does she mean by that?
Because when I came back, I didn't expect to find everything just the way I left it. Come on in, Throckmorton.
Thank you. Just for a moment. I'm pretty busy these days.
You are? Tell me about your gills.
No, Leila, I'm talking about the water department.
Oh, I was only teasing, I think. One reason I didn't write you I was coming was because I didn't know what commitments you might have. With a girl, I mean.
Me?
And you know, Leila, I'd never for anything in the world even look at a man who belonged to some other girl. Leila's no trespasser.
You wouldn't be trespassing, Leila. I'm not posted. You don't see any no-hunting signs on me.
Throckmorton, you're just as sporty as ever.
Yeah, I guess I am.
Look me in the eye now, Throckmorton.
Yeah, right.
Who are you going around with?
Zeke.
Zeke who?
Leila,
Fess up now. Does my old beau have another girl? Throckmorton, you're not answering my question.
Did you ask me a question? I was looking you in the eye.
I asked you if you have another girl.
Me? No. What's Grace got that Leila hasn't got? Except a no-good brother.
Gildersleeve will return in just a moment. You'll never know how quickly you can stir up a batch of biscuits until you use Kraft oil. Wonderful hot biscuits are on the table before you know it, because Kraft oil blends faster and better with other ingredients. Now, here's all there is to making tender, fluffy biscuits with Kraft oil. Sift together 2 cups of flour, a tablespoonful of double-action baking powder, and a teaspoon of salt. Then measure out a 3rd cup of Kraft oil. With Kraft oil, it's easy to pour out exactly the amount of shortening any recipe calls for. Add milk to make 1 cup, and without stirring, pour both milk and oil into the dry ingredients. Blend with a fork until the mixture forms a ball. Now, this is where Kraft oil demonstrates it blends faster than any ordinary oil. Next, smooth the dough by kneading about 10 times. Roll it between 2 pieces of wax paper to 1/2 inch thickness, cut with an unfloured biscuit cutter, and bake 10 to 12 minutes in a very hot oven. Can you imagine a simpler way to delight your family with homemade biscuits? For this new Kraft oil recipe, write to Kraft Kitchens, Kraft Foods Company, Chicago 90, Illinois. Kraft Kitchens, Kraft Foods Company, Chicago 90, Illinois. And tomorrow, be sure to get Kraft oil, the most wonderful oil ever created for baking, frying, and salad dressings. Lighter-bodied Kraft oil. Well, let's get back to the great Gildersleeve. He was getting along famously with his new girlfriend, Grace Tuttle, when he received a most severe but not unpleasant shock. Leila Ransom, his old flame, flickered into town.
By the way, Bertie, Mrs. Ransom asked about you.
That's nice. Of course, you wasn't going to see Miss Ransom.
Well...
At least that's what you said.
It just happened that...
That's just what you said, Mr. Gildersleeve. You're going to be loyal to Miss Tuttle. That's just what you said.
Bertie, all I did was walk past her house on the way to work this morning.
Yes, and at high noon you still wasn't at the office.
Well, Bertie, I couldn't be rude to her.
No, sir.
After all, she spoke first.
Where'd she stay, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Boo. Hey, that is...
Yes, sir. And I bet you booed right back.
Who booed right back?
I bet he did, Leroy.
Who did?
Leroy, don't be curious.
Who's curious? I just want to know who booed who.
You see, Bertie, she was on the other side of the hedge.
Yes.
Who was on the other side of the hedge?
When she said boo.
Who said boo?
She did.
Who's she and who said boo to who?
She said boo to him, Leroy.
Who's him?
Me.
Well, I got that pinned down. Now, who's she?
Oh, my goodness. Mrs. Ransom.
Yeah? Why is she booing you, Unc? Because she knows you have another girl?
No, Leroy, I don't have another girl.
You did this morning. What happened to Miss Tuttle?
Well, I've been giving some thought to what you and Bertie said.
What did we say?
This morning you gave me some pretty sound advice.
We did?
You suggested I not put up with Miss Tuttle's brother.
Oh.
And naturally, to avoid him, I'll have to stay away from Miss Tuttle.
What a phony excuse for dropping a girl.
Watch it, young man.
He ain't dropping her, Leroy. He's just putting her on the shelf.
No, wait a minute. You two make it sound as if I'm just doing this because Leila Ransom came to town.
Yes.
But you know I can't even turn around without Miss Tuttle's brother borrowing money from me.
Yes.
You know he's always taking advantage of me and my friends.
Yes.
So the fact that Mrs. Ransom came to town on the day I made this decision has nothing to do with it.
No, sir.
Hello, Peavey.
Yeah, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you?
Yeah, I'd like a box of candy. Something for Miss Tuttle.
You're buying Miss Tuttle an awful lot of candy. Not that I object to making the sale.
Well, this is for a special occasion, Peavey. We're breaking up.
How's that?
I'm calling the whole thing off. This is my swan song.
Well, then why are you buying her candy?
Well, to soften the blow.
Well, how about some cream centers if you're going to hit her over the head with it?
You know what I mean, Peavey. I'm just not going with her anymore.
I heard Mrs. Ransom is back in town.
No, it isn't that. I just can't stand Miss Tuttle's brother. By the way, give me 2 boxes of candy.
You breaking up with him, too?
This is for another party. As long as I'm going by Miss Tuttle's, I may as well stop by Mrs. Ransom's, too.
My.
But I am through with Sidney. He's mooched off me for the last time.
Well, Mr. Gildersleeve, I finally had to clamp down on him here in the store. He pays cash when he comes in here now.
Yeah, I know. He gets it from me.
Here's the candy. Now, I'd suggest this box for the incoming Mrs. Ransom. It says surprise assortment.
Good.
And this box for the outgoing lady.
What does it say?
Nuts, chocolate covered.
No, Peavey.
Anything else, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Well, before I go break the sad news to Miss Tuttle, I better fortify myself with a sandwich.
Yeah.
Give me a Swiss cheese on rye and a cup of coffee.
Swiss and Java coming up.
Uh-oh. Here comes Sidney Tuttle.
Well, Frog.
Hello.
Greetings, Mr. Peavey.
Oh, hello, Mr. Tuttle. Here's your sandwich, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Thanks, Peavey.
Having a bite, Frog?
Yep.
I think I'll have something to eat, too. Let me have his check, Mr. Peavey.
How's that?
No. I'll pay my own check, Sidney.
Now, Throck, if you offered to pay my check, I'd let you.
I haven't offered to pay yours.
Oh, come on. Let me buy your lunch.
Well, if you insist. But I don't like to be obligated. I tell you what, you buy my lunch, and I'll buy yours.
It's a deal. Give him a cigar, Mr. Peavey, and give me his check.
Very well. Mr. Gildersleeve's check is for a Swiss on rye, a cup of coffee, and a cigar.
Well, thank you, Sidney.
Don't mention it.
When he orders, Peavey, give me his check.
Very well.
Miss Peavey, I'll have the $1.50 turkey plate, pie a la mode, and a couple of cigars.
What?
Say, Throck, it just occurred to me. I'm coming out ahead in this exchange.
Oh, no, you're not. I'm having a turkey plate for dessert. That did it. I have to call off things with Grace. I wonder why she doesn't come to the door.
Just a minute.
Yeah, this is going to break her up. If I don't go through with it, her brother's going to break me.
Come in, Throckmorton.
Thank you.
Sorry to keep you waiting, but I hadn't finished dressing.
Oh, you didn't have to dress up for me. This trip.
I would have asked you to come another time, but on the phone you sounded so urgent.
Well, this is something that can't wait.
Oh?
Grace, I believe in putting my cards on the table.
Well, that's always a good idea.
I don't believe in beating around the bush.
Neither do I.
No, I'm not one to be mealy-mouthed. If there's something bothering me, I come out with it. If there's something in my chest, I come out with it. If I have something to tell a party, I come out with it.
Throckmorton, when is this coming out party?
I just want to prepare you. Let you know I don't hem and haw. Dilly-dally.
Just what are you trying to tell me?
Grace, I think you're a wonderful girl. One of the best.
Thank you.
I don't mind saying you'd make a wonderful wife.
Are you trying to propose?
No. I'm just trying to say I may not be seeing you for a while.
Well, then you know the Major's in town.
The Major? That fellow you got framed on the piano?
Well, I was wondering how I'd tell you he's going to be in town for a while, and, well, it's nice of you to defer to him.
Look, I'm not deferring to anybody.
Oh, there he is. I think he'll be terribly jealous when he sees you, but I do want you to meet him.
Oh?
I don't think he'll start anything, but in college he was heavyweight boxing champion, and he hasn't forgotten it.
He was?
His temper worries me sometimes, and he's such a huge man.
Well, I don't want you to worry. Why don't I just slip out the window? Anything for the boys in the service. I left in such a hurry, I forgot to give Grace her chocolates. Well, I'm glad I didn't now. That brother of hers isn't going to eat his way through another box of my candy.
Hi,
Yeah, what? Oh, hello, Leroy.
What do you got, candy?
Yeah.
You bringing 2 boxes home?
Who said I'm on my way home, my boy?
Oh, I get it. You're heading for Mrs. Ransom's.
You bet.
Hey, I think I'll go with you.
What?
I haven't said hello to Mrs. Ransom.
No, Leroy.
It would be the polite thing for me to do, and you're always telling me to be polite.
Well, in this case, you could overdo it.
Me?
Leila and I have many things to talk about. I'm looking forward to an evening alone with her by a nice, warm fire.
Okay, I'll just go in, tip my cap, and say, Mrs. Ransom, thanks for coming north for the winter and thawing out my uncle. Okay. I guess you wound things up with Miss Tuttle, huh?
Regretfully. But it was worth it to get rid of her brother, Sidney. Every time I called on her, he was in the parlor waiting to pounce on me, smoking my cigars and eating my candy.
Yeah, but I liked Sidney. He was a nice kind of a bum.
Yes. Well, here's where I turn in, Leroy.
Hey, Unc, you want me to go in and get some oil from Mrs. Ransom to fix that gate?
No. Go home.
Okay, so long.
So long, my boy. Well, Gildersleeve, you've burned your bridges. Now you're on the threshold of a new life. Leila and I can pick up where we left off. Well, maybe not there exactly, but I hope she's home. Well, hello, Leila.
Throckmorton, it's you back.
Yeah, I'm back. May I come in?
Oh, of course, but I must say I wasn't expecting you.
Well, I know you like surprises.
I hope you do, too.
Right? So who's smoking cigars?
Oh, just a friend who helped me with my suitcase at the depot.
Oh?
Throckmorton, I wonder if you know Mr. Sidney Tuttle.
Hiya, Brock.
The Great Gildersleeve will be right back. Just in case you think all salad and cooking oils are alike, let me set you straight. There's one oil that's really different, and that's Kraft oil. Kraft oil is produced by an exclusive Kraft process called superfining. This process brings you a lighter-bodied oil, an oil that blends better and faster with other ingredients. Get a bottle of Kraft oil tomorrow. It's the most wonderful oil ever created for homemade salad dressings, fine baking, and for frying. Remember, Kraft oil.
Leila, at last we're alone.
All alone. Throckmorton, I often wonder if destiny has anything to do with bringing us together again.
If it does, I love destiny.
Well, I thought you'd have been married and settled down long ago.
Not me. Maybe I've been waiting, not knowing why. Destiny, you know.
You talk like you haven't even looked at another girl since I've been gone.
Leila, you know there's never been anybody in my life like you.
Oh, you're just saying that.
I mean it. I rarely have a date. I just don't have any girls to speak of.
Not even one teeny weeny romance.
Leila, believe me, there's nobody.
Oh, excuse me, Throckmorton. I'll answer the door.
You go right ahead. I'll save your seat.
Hi, Mrs. Ransom.
Why, Leroy, how you from?
Yeah. Is Unc here?
He certainly is. Come on in.
Leroy, what are you doing here?
Sorry to interrupt, Unc, but I thought you might want your wallet.
Well, thank you. Where'd you get it?
You want me to tell you?
Of course.
Miss Tuttle found it on the fire escape outside her window.
Why, Throckmorton.
Good night, folks.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman. The show is written by John Elliott and Andy White. It is partially transcribed. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, William Randolph, Mary Shipp, Shirley Mitchell, Byron Kane, and Dick LeGrand. Musical compositions by Jack Meakin. This is John Heaston saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products. Be sure to listen in next week and every week for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
Done up just right, a delicious hamburger can be truly a gourmet's delight, a big deal in eating pleasure. Of course, just about every good cook knows that a dash of Kraft-prepared mustard really makes a hamburger. Because when you add a little mustard, you add a lot of tang. Kraft mustard, naturally. There are two kinds of Kraft-prepared mustard. Mild Kraft mustard, if you like it smooth and delicately spiced. Snappy Kraft mustard with horseradish added, if you like it zippy. Get both kinds of Kraft-prepared mustard at your food store.
Tonight, play You Bet Your Life on NBC.
The Kraft Foods Company presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you, partially transcribed, by the Kraft Foods Company. Are you using the new salad and cooking oil that was perfected in salad dressing headquarters? It's Kraft Oil, the most wonderful oil ever created for homemade salad dressing, for fine baking, and for frying. An exclusive Kraft process gives Kraft Oil a lighter body, and that's why it's different from ordinary oils. Kraft Oil blends faster and better with the other ingredients any recipe calls for. Get a bottle of lighter-bodied Kraft Oil when you're shopping tomorrow. They say competition is a healthy thing. If so, the great Gildersleeve should be in the pink because Mr. Sidney Tuttle has been giving him plenty of it since Leila Ransom came back to town. One way of pulling ahead of Sidney is to sport a new automobile.
Leroy! Bertie!
Yeah?
Come and see what I've got.
Oh, boy, look at that job. Bertie! I'm coming.
By George, this makes him sit up and take notice.
My, ain't that something?
Gosh, fire engine red.
Yep.
Where's the siren, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Siren?
You borrowed it from the fire chief, didn't you?
Well, it's red hot, but I didn't get it from the fire department.
When did you buy it, Unc? How about let me ride to the office with you? Hey, let me get behind the wheel.
Now, wait a minute, Leroy. I haven't bought it yet.
You haven't?
I want to see if everybody likes it.
We like it.
That's some chariot. Will it fit in the garage?
When you have a car like this, Bertie, you usually park it out front where everybody can see it.
Yes, sir.
Come on, Unc, let's go buy it. How much does it cost?
You know, the man said I could take it for $500 down and $92.46 a month for 3 years.
Wow. How you going to buy gas?
Well...
Oh, what the heck? It's worth it just to sit in. Come on, Unc, let's go buy it.
But everybody hasn't seen it yet, my boy.
Who else is there?
Well, I thought I'd drive around the corner and let Mrs. Ransom take a gander at it. After all, she'll be riding in it, too.
Yes, sir.
So that's why you're getting it.
Not at all.
Sidney Tuttle has you worried.
This car worried Mr. Sidney Tuttle.
He's really got you pressing, hasn't he, Unc?
Leroy, Sidney Tuttle doesn't worry me one bit. If Leila had rather walk with Tuttle than ride in a fire engine red car with a water commissioner, there's nothing more I can do about it. Yeah, I mean...
You mean you've shut the works, huh?
Well, I think I'll drive around to Leila's house and see how she likes it.
Hey, can I go with you, Unc?
Well?
Anybody interested in dropping me off at the market in their fire engine red automobile?
Well, hop in and we'll show it to Leila on the way to the market.
Oh, boy.
Thank you, sir.
Gosh, look at the fancy upholstery.
Sit down, Leroy. I'm taking off.
My. Ain't this smooth? Mr. Gildersleeve's going to leave Mr. Tuttle way behind in the dust.
Yep, he's through.
My boy Sidney never really got started. He's hardly known Leila a week. She's been my girl for years.
Step on it, Unc.
Leroy, I'm turning a corner.
Let me blow the horn to let her know we're coming.
Leroy, stop it. I want this to be a surprise. I want to sneak up on her.
In a car this color?
Yes. Now, watch how smoothly it stops.
Keen.
Like parking on a cloud.
Say, is that Leila on the porch?
No, sir, that's the cleaning woman.
Oh.
There's somebody in the backyard unbeating a rug.
Ain't that Mr. Tuttle?
Hey, it is Sidney.
Leroy, you must be mistaken.
No, take a good look.
Yes, that's sneaky Sidney, all right. I wonder what he's doing beating Leila's rug at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Maybe he's off his rocker.
Maybe he's smarter than Mr. Gildersleeve thought he was.
Maybe if I'm smart, I won't buy this car.
Aren't you going to take Mrs. Ransom for a ride?
Leroy, I'm the one who's being taken for a ride.
Sidney was doing over there, Unc?
Leroy, I haven't time to worry about it. I have work to do.
If I were you, I'd worry about it.
Please, Leroy, sit down and be quiet. I'm going to sharpen my pencil and get to this water report.
Aren't you jealous?
My boy, a long time ago, I learned to put first things first. When there's work to be done, I do it. I put Sidney and Mrs. Ransom completely out of my mind.
Aunt,
Yes, my boy.
you're sharpening your fountain pen.
Oh, well, natural mistake. They look alike.
Oh, brother, and you're not worried.
Now, let's see. Where was I?
Sharpening your fountain pen.
Leroy.
Okay.
Now then.
You're not going to get anything done until you find out what's going on over there. If I were you, I'd phone Mrs. Ransom.
I'll do no such thing. Now, let me concentrate on this report.
Okay. You know what could have happened? Yep, that's just about what happened. Yeah, that's it. I'll bet Mrs. Ransom and Sidney eloped.
Broke my pencil. Confound it, Leroy.
Well, you didn't see her yesterday. They could have eloped last night.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah? He was beating the rug, wasn't he? She's got him tamed and doing the chores already.
Over.
Why don't you phone her and find out when they got hitched?
If Leila has anything to tell me, she can phone me.
She probably can't face you.
Well, if she's done something she's ashamed of, such as eloping, it's up to her to get in touch with me. After all, I'm her best boyfriend.
Maybe Sidney won't let her.
He has no right to keep her from telling me if they eloped.
You're right, Unc. Get on the phone.
That's the last thing I'd do. How do you like that, Leila? Coming all the way from Savannah just to run away with Sidney.
Yeah.
She can't do that to me. Give me that phone.
Oh, boy, can I get on the extension?
No. Of course, I may be assuming too much. Leila may have some simple explanation.
Hello?
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 I must have the wrong number.
What number were you calling?
I was calling Hibiscus 901.
This is Hibiscus 901.
Oh,
What's up, Unc?
Sidney answered the phone.
Anything I can do for you?
I'd like to speak to Mrs. Ransom.
Oh, it's you, Throg.
Yeah. Is that you, Sidney?
Yes, indeed. What can I do for you, Throg?
Well, I thought I'd like to talk to Leila.
Leila isn't home at the moment.
She isn't?
Shall I tell her you called?
You might as well, I guess.
Sorry, Throg.
I'll bet he is. No use trying to work at the office until I find out what's happened over at Leila's. I think I'll stop in at Peavey's. Maybe he knows something. Hello, Peavey.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you today?
Nothing. I don't want to buy a thing.
I wonder why he comes in if he doesn't want to buy anything.
I think I'll sit for a while.
Very well. Just likes to loaf, I guess.
What'd you say, Peavey?
No, I was just asking myself a question.
Maybe I can answer it.
I've already answered it.
Oh, I could use a little information, Peavey.
Very well. I'll put some information in a bottle.
What?
Cork it up, and that'll be 60 cents.
Oh, my goodness. Peavey, you don't know what information I want.
And you don't know what I put in the bottle, either.
All right, Peavey.
What do you want to know, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Well, have you seen Leila lately?
Yes, I saw her on the street yesterday.
Oh? What'd she have to say?
I didn't speak to her. In fact, I pretended I didn't see her.
Why, Peavey?
Mrs. Peavey was with me.
What difference would that make?
Well, the last time Mrs. Peavey and I met Mrs. Ransom on the street, she chucked me under the chin and said, "Hello, you sweet little old man, you."
She did?
Mrs. Peavey has never let me hear the last of that.
Peavey, I'm a little worried.
Mrs. Ransom, I take it?
Yeah. Guess what I saw this morning?
No telling.
I passed Leila's and saw Sidney Tuttle out in the yard beating her rug.
How's that?
That's right. Leroy suggested they may be married. What do you think, Peavey?
Well, I know I never beat any rugs until after I married Mrs. Peavey. On the other hand, I can't imagine a clever woman like Mrs. Ransom buying a license for an irresponsible fellow like Sidney.
Yeah, she'd have to pay for everything, all right. But Leila's pretty discerning.
Yes, she is.
If she were going to marry anybody around here, she'd pick me.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Peavey, you're no help.
Well, Mr. Gildersleeve, if I was as wrought up as you, I'd hightail it over there and find out what's happened.
Uh-oh, I won't have to. Here comes Leila.
Why, Throckmorton, hello there.
Hello, Leila.
How are you, Mr. Peavey?
No, fine, thank you.
You sweet little old man, you. Throckmorton, I haven't seen you around for a whole day. I thought you'd at least call, Leila.
Well, I did call. I left a message. But the person who answered the phone apparently didn't want me to talk to you.
It must have been the cleaning woman.
It was not a woman. Now, I drove by your house this morning, but I could see it wasn't the time to stop.
Well, good gracious, why not?
Leila, how does it happen that Sidney Tuttle has taken over at your house?
Sidney?
Answering the phone, beating the rugs.
Why, Throckmorton, I declare I do believe you're jealous.
Me? Jealous? I haven't a jealous bone in my body. We've just been wondering what this is all about. Haven't we, Peavey?
Yes.
But it hasn't worried me for 1 minute. Has it, Peavey? Oh, my goodness. Leila, it's rumored, at least I've heard, that something terrible has happened.
Really, Throckmorton?
Tell me the truth. Have you and Sidney eloped?
Throckmorton, that's the silliest thing I ever heard.
I think so, too. But have you?
Well, I haven't eloped since I was a flighty slip of a girl. But Leila has settled down since then.
My.
Does that answer your question, Throckmorton?
Not exactly. What is Sidney doing over at your house?
Well, Throckmorton, you know what a dreadful condition the place was in when I came back from Savannah after 4 years, and Sidney was gallant enough to offer to move some of the heavy furniture and do a few things the cleaning woman and I couldn't do.
Is that all?
Of course. A girl doesn't have to fall in love with every piano mover that comes along.
Well, you see, Peavey, you were worried about nothing.
Me?
I'm terribly flattered, Throckmorton, that you've been so concerned about me. But you should know after all these years the place you have in Leila's affection.
By George. Isn't Leila wonderful, Peavey?
Well, Mrs. Peavey isn't here yet. She is.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Peavey. And Throckmorton, you're pretty wonderful yourself.
Thank you.
By the way, what kind of cigars do you smoke?
Me?
Here's his brand right here, Mrs. Ransom.
I'll take the whole box.
Very well.
Leila, you shouldn't do that.
I want to do something nice. After all, Sidney is working so hard.
What?
And I forgot the name of the cigars he likes, but he says he smokes your brand.
The great Gildersleeve will return in just a moment. Wouldn't you like to feast your family with the most delicious spice cake you've ever baked? A lighter, fluffier kind of spice cake created in the famous Kraft kitchens? It's spicy with cinnamon, cloves, and nutmeg, but it owes its feathery, moist texture to one special ingredient, new, lighter-bodied Kraft oil. When you use Kraft oil as your liquid shortening, you'll be thrilled with what happens. Kraft oil is made by an exclusive superfining process. It's an oil unlike any other you've ever used before. Lighter-bodied Kraft oil blends better and faster with other ingredients. Shortening is distributed evenly throughout the batter. There's shortening in every crumb of your cake. That means cakes made with Kraft oil stay deliciously tender and moist day after day. They don't dry out the way ordinary cakes do. I hope you'll sit down right tonight and write for the Kraft Oil Spice Cake recipe. It's easy to follow, and it bakes in a 10 by 4-inch tube pan. Just drop a postcard to Kraft Kitchens, Kraft Foods Company, Chicago 90, Illinois. We'll also send you the recipe for caramel Philly frosting, developed especially for this spice cake. That address is Kraft Kitchens, Kraft Foods Company, Chicago 90, Illinois. And tomorrow, be sure to get a bottle of Kraft Oil, the most wonderful oil ever created for baking, frying, and salad dressings. Lighter-bodied Kraft Oil. Well, let's get back to the great Gildersleeve. It would seem that his rival, Sidney Tuttle, got the jump on him when he offered to help Leila Ransom reopen her house. Our water commissioner may have lost the first round, but he's coming out strong for the second.
Why, George, there's only one thing to do. Get over there and start cleaning.
Here's your white coveralls, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, thank you, Bertie. I can't understand why Leila didn't ask me if she needed help.
Well, maybe Mr. Tuttle just saw the opportunity and grabbed it.
Opportunist. Parking on Leila's porch.
That Mr. Tuttle's fast on his feet. If you're going to keep up with him, you got to keep on the move.
Yeah, I guess so, Bertie.
Yes, sir. If you're going to win the race, you got to beat a rabbit because Mr. Tuttle ain't going to beat a turtle.
He's got a shell like one.
Yes, sir, Mr. Gildersleeve. You got to get up and go because Mr. Tuttle ain't no turtle.
Yeah, I know, Bertie.
I know there's one thing you got to be. That's up and at him because Mr. Tuttle ain't no turtle.
You're all right, Bertie.
Mr. Gildersleeve, you know why you got to hustle to win the race?
Yes, Bertie.
That's right, because Mr. Tuttle ain't no turtle.
Bertie takes a dim view of my chances. Now, wait a minute. What am I worried about? The turtle won the race. I better get into these coveralls.
Hi, Unc.
Hello, Leroy.
What's Bertie laughing at? Oh, I see.
Leroy, what's so funny about putting on coveralls?
Is that what you're doing? I thought you were putting up a tent.
Yes. I'm going over to help Leila clean her house.
You're going to work? You are getting panicky.
Not at all. It's just the gallant thing to do.
Yeah? Well, if you're going to work, why are you putting the coveralls over your blue serge suit?
Well, when the work is done, I can slip out of my coveralls and be ready for the evening. Like a butterfly coming out of a cocoon.
What a character.
Well, I'm ready and raring to go. Won't Leila be surprised when she sees me after she opens the door? Hello.
Well, hello.
Oop, Sidney.
I'm sorry, we don't need any milk today.
I'm not the milkman.
Oh, it's the water boy.
Sidney.
Come in, Throck. I'm glad you stopped by.
Oh?
I need somebody to move the stove.
Yes.
Leila, we have company.
Why, Throckmorton.
Hello, Leila. I came over to help.
Well, how wonderful.
This way to the stove, Throck.
I know where it is.
I declare, I'm the luckiest girl in the world to have two such big, strong helpers.
Well, I wish I'd thought of it before.
Let me do the thinking, Throck. You lift the stove.
I want it a little closer to the refrigerator, boys.
It's as good as done. Sidney, grab the other end.
Throck, you have on the work clothes.
Yeah, but...
Come on, Leila. We'll hang the pictures in the parlor.
Well, I must make my parlor presentable if I don't do another thing.
I come over here to be with Leila, and I'm stuck with the stove. Heavy. Oop! Oven door came open.
Did the stove fall on you, Throck?
No. I bet he wishes it had. To heck with the kitchen. I'm going in the parlor, too. That Sidney isn't going to sidetrack me. I wonder if he's really hanging pictures.
Does that look straight, Leila?
I think so.
Looks crooked from here.
Now you come and hold the picture.
All right.
Do you mind if I put my arm around your shoulders while I tighten the wire?
No, but it's a silly way to hang a picture.
I better break this up. Leila!
Oh, it's Throckmorton.
You bet.
Throck, did you move the stove?
Well, I just had a good idea. Let's work on one room at a time. All of us.
Why Why don't we do that? Then we can all be together.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Throckmorton, you have on the dirty clothes. How about crawling behind the couch and plugging in this lamp cord?
Well,
Be careful, Throckmorton. You can get a shock with that cord.
you can?
It blows out the fuse.
Go ahead, Throck. You try it this time.
Nah. I'll dust off the phonograph, straighten up the records.
I'll dust the rest of the room.
Hey, let's put on a record.
Sidney, please stand aside. There's work to be done.
Oh, this is just what you need, Throck. Chickens lay more eggs and cows give more milk when there's music.
I'm not a cow.
You're probably not a rumba dancer either.
What?
Leila, may I have this dance?
Uh-oh.
Well, you know how I love to dance, Sidney, but we just must go on with the dusting.
You had a girl, Leila.
Well, why not dust while we dance?
Well,
What a pushy pest.
why, Sidney, you dance divinely.
I'm just a Latin at heart. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Look at it, dancing her right out of the room.
Sidney, if you don't stop twirling me, I'll get dizzy. Oh!
That does it. I'll stop the music. I'll plug in the lamp and blow the fuse. Darn that Sidney. Flipping a coin to see who cleans the basement. I wonder if his quarter had two heads. Ashes flying everywhere. What? Oh, Leroy.
I got your call, Unc, and came right over.
Yeah, good boy.
How did they stick you down here in the boiler room?
Never mind. There's a lot of work to be done, and I need your help so I can get back up there with Leila.
She isn't lonesome.
Well,
When I passed the window, they were moving the love seat.
oh, my goodness.
Why do you put up with this, Unc? Why don't you get rid of Sidney?
My boy, that's easier said than done.
Why don't you go upstairs and punch him in the nose?
Well, he's been sticking so close to Leila, I might hit her.
Brother, he's really got you going, hasn't he?
Yeah, and I can't give him any competition until the work is cleaned up. I'm scheduled to paint the kitchen woodwork next.
Yeah?
Why don't you go up and do that?
Well, ordinarily I'd try to pry a buck out of you, but this time I haven't got the heart.
Thank you, my boy. Ho, 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 ho. Well, basement's clean at last. Say, I was down there so long I didn't realize it's gotten dark. I wonder how Leroy's doing in the kitchen.
Hi, Unc.
Well, Leroy, woodwork looks nice.
Yeah, just finishing.
Where are Sidney and Leila?
Sidney went home.
He did?
It seems he got some paint down the front of his suit.
Oh?
Unc, you're going to hate me for this.
Leroy, what happened?
Well, I called for Sidney to come see how I was doing with the painting.
Yes?
And just as I was painting the door, he opened it.
What a fine boy.
Yeah.
Right, George, you deserve a reward. You take these coveralls home, and I think you'll find $1 in one of the pockets.
Keen, you're not coming home yet?
I'm dressed for the evening, remember?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. The Cinderella man.
Yep. So long, my boy.
Good luck, Unc.
Oh, Leila!
In the parlor, Throckmorton.
Well, relaxing, I see.
I'm just exhausted. It's been such a strenuous day. My, you look nice in your blue suit.
Thank you.
Come sit beside Leila.
Good idea.
You deserve to relax, too.
This is more like it.
I think so. Moments like this make me glad I came back to Summerfield.
Me too.
Throckmorton,
Yes, Leila?
Lean a little closer to me, will you?
You bet.
There's a little smidgen of coal dust on your cheek.
Oh?
Where's my handkerchief? Let me dust it off. Now, hold still.
I'm holding. But I can't hold out against that perfume.
There. That does it.
I'll say.
You know, Throckmorton, I can't help thinking how funny Sidney looked when he went home with that streak of white paint on him.
Well, let's forget about Sidney. Let's not spoil this wonderful evening.
You two have worked so hard, I thought I'd invite you both for dinner.
Both of us?
Sidney said he'd come back late if he saw the lights on.
He did. Excuse me while I plug in the lamp behind the couch.
But Throckmorton!
Oh!
You blew out all the lights.
You bet. Here, let's go out to dinner.
The great Gildersleeve will be right back. There's a wonderful new oil that does wonderful new things for homemade salad dressings, baking, and frying. It's Kraft Oil, the oil that's superfine to make it lighter-bodied. Because Kraft Oil is a lighter-bodied oil, it blends faster and better with other ingredients, makes smoother, tastier French dressings, makes cakes and cookies that stay fresh and moist day after day, gives fried foods a tender crispness. Better begin using lighter-bodied Kraft Oil in your kitchen. Get a bottle tomorrow.
Miss Gildersleeve,
Yes, Bertie.
when you finish breakfast, would you mind fixing this light cord?
Light cord?
There's a short in it.
Bertie, when I was over at Mrs. Ransom's yesterday, I had all the experience I want with short circuits.
Well, anytime you're around Mrs. Ransom, there's plenty of electricity. I know that.
Hey, Unc, you got a telegram.
Oh? Well, let's see it, my boy. Well, it's from Cousin Bert.
Yeah? All the way from Canada?
Let's see what he says. I'm sending you a little surprise from the great Dominion of Canada. Regards, Bert.
Gosh, I wonder what it is.
Well, it could be anything. Cousin Bert has been quite successful in Canada. He pioneered in the great Northwest.
Maybe he's sending you some furs.
Could be. What do you think, Bertie?
Maybe he's sending you one of them mounted policemen.
What'd you do with the mounted policeman? Put him over the mantel?
Leroy. I guess we'll just have to wait until next week and see. Good night, folks.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman. The show is written by John Elliott and Andy White and is partially transcribed. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Lillian Randolph, Shirley Mitchell, Byron Kane, and Dick LeGrand. Musical compositions by Jack Meekin. This is John Heaston saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products. Be sure to listen in next week and every week for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
What goes into a perfect sandwich? Maybe it's roast beef or savory baked ham. Whatever your favorite, the perfect meat sandwich needs the perfect mustard. Kraft prepared mustard. For when you add a little mustard, you add a lot of tang. You can take your choice of two kinds of Kraft mustard. Mild Kraft mustard is smooth and delicately spiced. Or if you like your mustard with extra pep, try Kraft mustard with snappy horseradish added. Keep them both on hand and keep everyone in the family happy. Next time, get Kraft prepared mustard.
Tonight, play You Bet Your Life on NBC.